Those in Lubbock and those outside of Lubbock who are about to be annexed into Lubbock don't trust this Lubbock City Council, and there are a couple of big red flags to show that that's true. Hey everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. So last week I was down in Austin, but heard about the Lubbock City Council meeting and the fact that you have some residents outside of the city of Lubbock. They live in the county. They're probably about to be annexed into Lubbock, and they're very unhappy about this. They do not want to be annexed into Lubbock. It's an issue that I think state lawmakers are going to have to take a look at the upcoming legislative session. And I would actually say to those of you in the county, outside of the city limits here in Lubbock, if you're worried about being annexed, you need to start talking to your elected representatives who represent you in the Texas legislature. Remember, those who are in large counties, well, they're not able to be annexed without a vote of the people now. But those in Lubbock County, Lubbock County didn't meet the threshold that was needed, so Lubbock County was excluded from this, which means the city of Lubbock can continue to go through and annex land. And those of you who live out in the county, your opinion really doesn't matter. You can go to the Lubbock City Council meetings all you want, but you people are probably going to be annexed, and the Lubbock City Council really doesn't give a damn what you think. At least that is how it comes across if you live outside the city of Lubbock, that the Lubbock City Council, they don't really care about your opinion. They don't care about how you feel about being annexed into the city of Lubbock. In fact, the city of Lubbock wants to try and sell you on how great it is to live in the city of Lubbock. If you thought it was great, and this is a message to the Lubbock City Council that they still don't understand, if people thought it was great to live in the city of Lubbock, they would live in the city of Lubbock. The fact that they don't live in the city of Lubbock probably shows they don't care too much about, having the police show up, or having the fire department show up, or, having great access to LP&L. Yeah, they probably don't care too much about that. But there's also, and this shows again, the big red flag for those who are outside of Lubbock. They don't trust the Lubbock City Council. They don't trust that the Lubbock City Council will actually look out for their needs, that they will look out for their property tax value or anything else really. The county voters and the county citizens who are about to be annexed into the city, they know that this is about one thing: tax money. That's all it's really about. And they do not trust this city council to make the right decisions for them. But there's something else to take a look at, and another big red flag to the Lubbock City Council, and that is about the upcoming May 5th vote to abandon the Coliseum and Auditorium. Now, for those of you who maybe have been living under a rock, you haven't been paying attention, Lubbock City Council wants citizens on May 5th to go to the ballot box and to approve of abandoning the Coliseum and Auditorium. It would abandon it to the state of Texas, which would hand it back over to Texas Tech, and Texas Tech would demolish the Auditorium Coliseum and build some dorms. The city of Lubbock would be on the hook for just abandoning the Coliseum and Auditorium. Now, the city council says this will be a cost savings move, that the Coliseum and Auditorium, they lose money. It costs taxpayers like $500,000 a year to operate, and we really don't need the Coliseum and Auditorium, and the Auditorium especially since you have Buddy Holly Hall, which is about to be built. It's under construction right now. The Coliseum holds a handful of events every single year, and it's time to get rid of it. So says the city council. Now, one of the big issues that the city council has to take a look at here is, again, citizens don't trust the Lubbock City Council. I keep hearing from a lot of people, what are the plans? What's going to replace the Coliseum? We know something will replace the Coliseum. We know that there are people who want to build a multi-purpose arena. Well, who's going to fund it? How big is it going to be, and where is it going to be located at? And is this going to cost additional tax revenue, tax increase, in the future to build a coliseum or a multi-purpose arena. These are still things that nobody knows. Also, how long will it take for the city to abandon the auditorium and coliseum? Does this mean that if the vote happens on May 5th, that in July, that all of a sudden the auditorium and coliseum will be abandoned? I don't believe that's true, but the city council has done a poor job at relaying that information to the citizens. They still have time, of course, but there are some warning signs out there for the city council who I believe thought this was going to be a slam dunk vote. There are two different polls that have been done. Now, these are non-scientific polls. I've actually heard of some scientific polling that's been done that shows that this ballot initiative will pass and that voters will vote to abandon the Coliseum and Auditorium. But there are two different online polls that should raise some concern for the Lubbock City Council. One that was actually revealed on Brian Mudd's TV show Talking Points this past weekend. The question was put to viewers: would you vote yes to allow the city to abandon the Lubbock Municipal Auditorium and Coliseum? And 71% of respondents said no. Only 29% said yes. Now you might say, well, Chad, that's one online poll. Maybe KMAC viewers, did not want to respond in the way the city council wanted them to. I want to bring up this poll from about 3 months ago, actually, in January, that we put on KFYO.com. Again, unscientific poll, but we asked the question, would you vote to have Lubbock abandon the Municipal Coliseum and Auditorium? In that poll, 72% of respondents said they would vote no. 25% said they would vote yes. And then there were some who were obviously undecided. So two different polls done about 3 months apart, and pretty much the same answer. 71 to 72% of respondents say no, that they would not vote to abandon the Coliseum and Auditorium. If you're the Lubbock City Council, the Lubbock Chamber of Commerce, and others who support abandoning the Coliseum and Auditorium, this has got to raise big red warning flags for you. And it has to show, one, you've done a bad job at communicating to the citizens of Lubbock, and also the citizens of Lubbock, quite frankly, just don't trust you. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. Have a great day.